Hey guys, my name is Dan and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking all things Arsenal. Just want to apologise for not having a video out for probably a couple of weeks now. Stuff's been going on. I've been a bit crazy, working a lot. I did nights last week and days this week, and it's a busy weekend in between. It was just a bit too hectic for me to actually sit down and do videos, unfortunately. But I'm back now. I'm just going to catch up because there's been a whole bunch of games that some good-ish and some bad, so mostly bad, I think. So we're going to get straight into it. Obviously, the last time we did a video, obviously, it was just after the Shakhtar win in the Champions League, and it kind of papered over the cracks of the Bournemouth loss, which was the first loss of the season. Unfortunately, it wasn't the last. There's been a lot of stuff happening with Arsenal over the last couple of weeks. The first thing I want to talk about before the games actually is obviously Edu. Massive news this past few days, really, of him just abruptly leaving. It is massive. It's a big hit. I wouldn't say it's a big loss, but it's a big hit. Obviously, him and Arteta coming in. Obviously, he was there a little bit before Arteta, but I think he was influential in bringing Arteta in as a coach. That both of those have been pivotal in the upward trajectory of the club especially over the last couple of years, but mainly over the last five or so. We've been steadily improving since 2019. But as Arteta first came in, and for his first season, and even for his first two seasons or first season and a half, we really saw the state of how the club was in, and it wasn't just on the pitch. Everything in the background had to be basically dismantled and restarted. So, and Eddie was a massive part of that, especially in behind the scenes stuff. So whether you're not bothered or whether you are drastically bothered about Edu leaving, I think everyone can say that it is a bit of a hit. Obviously, it's a bit of an unknown now who's going to replace him. For me personally, when it first came out, I was, oh man, this is well. First of all, it was unexpected. Obviously, Edu had quite a lot of power at Arsenal. Obviously, he wanted to be CEO, which apparently that wasn't going to happen. And he decided that he's going to get a better move elsewhere. Fair play to him. And people saying, "Oh, he's left you to go to Forest." Well, he's left us to go to an owner that owns a whole bunch of clubs. He's going to be running a whole bunch of clubs. It's not Forest by itself, and it's obviously a promotion for him. It's way more money, triple his wages apparently. So fair play to him. He's capable. Any job you have, if you get offered a job that's going to triple your wages, you're going to take it. So fair play to him. Obviously, I think he leaves Arsenal amicably. I don't think it's a little bit of an lurch in the timing. Obviously, in October or / November, you don't want just your high ranking member of your back. The upper echelons of the club to leave. But it is what it is, and I think the club's in a good position now to kind of replace him and move forward. I think the last summer window was a bit meh, to be honest with you. I'm not really taken with Sterling right now. Marino's kind of up in the air at the moment. Calafiore is obviously a massive signing. The signing of the summer for me personally. But obviously he's injured at the moment, so you can't really judge him too much. But overall, I think he's done really well with the club. Business wise, transfer wise, there have been misses. There's been bad transfers that have happened, bad deals that have happened. But overall, I think it's been an upward trajectory of where we were 2018-19. And yeah, I think he definitely leaves the club in a better position than he found it. And that's good. Hopefully, we could just get a good replacement, a guy that or woman, whoever actually comes in and able to get these big deals over the line now. So we've got to start really doing some really big deals. The first one being Gyökeres, the kid from Sporting, doing absolutely brilliantly over there. So hopefully we can get him in. People think that he's going to go to Man United just because their new coach is Sporting's new coach, which is quite funny, really. There's a whole thing where a coach goes to another club and apparently that new club has first dibs on the old club's players. It's quite funny, but a bit like to be fair, Ten Hag did it with Ajax. He raided a fair bunch of their players, but. Yeah, anyway, I think Edu leaving, fair play, well done, cool, thanks for your service. We'll move on. The club's obviously going to exist without Edu. It existed before Edu, so Like I said, he put us into a good position. We're much better off now internally with the finances and the wages and stuff like that. So just build on that now. Get a person in that can just take us to the next level, and then fair play. Change is scary, but I think it's necessary. So it's good to see where we're going to go. It's just disappointing that it's coincided with the poorest run that Arsenal have been on in 3 years. Like I said, going into the games now, we won against Shakhtar, we lost against Bournemouth, which was a shock result. Then we faced Liverpool, which is a massive test because I would say they're the best team in the league this season. They're doing unbelievably well. Part of it might be a new manager bounce, but they're doing really well, whatever the reason. And they're top of the league right now. They look like they're the ones that are going to be challenging City at the moment. And we drew 2-2 with them, which isn't a bad result whatsoever. Again, Arsenal draws a game against City or Liverpool, and it's, they should have won it. That was disappointing. Media. But I think that it's a good result. It's a good result, definitely, especially after losing against Bournemouth. It was good not to get lost, to get a loss against Liverpool. They could have battered us, to be honest with you, but we didn't. They didn't, and we were able to stay in the game, and we were kind of unlucky not to win it, to be honest with you. And then anyway, we got a really good win against Preston in the AFL Cup, which is cool. Went quite strong in that, in team wise, in the lineup wise. I think Arteta's looking at the AFL Cup now as a real possibility of winning it. Obviously, Ten Hag won it last season, so that extended his career at Man United. So Arteta's probably thinking, well, if I'm getting the AFL Cup, that might ease the pressure, because he's got to be feeling a little bit of pressure right now. Not from the family, probably some retarded fans, but I think most normal fans will say, look, Arteta's still the guy. We're having a bit of wobble. Teams do have wobbles. Liverpool had a wobble under Klopp. City having a wobble this season as well. Teams just don't. They're not perfect all the time. You're not winning all the time. And I think Arsenal fans have, and me myself included, we've gotten used to winning, used to challenging City, used to being just off the top of the table, and we're not used to losing. Like I said, the Bournemouth loss was the first loss of this year, and then we go and lose against Newcastle, which is an abysmal game. I think probably the worst game under Arteta in years, to be honest with you. Just all over the place tactically. Players weren't up for it. Obviously, we're having to make shift right now. Partey's playing right back. The midfield's obviously missing a gaping hole in Erdegaard, but he's coming back, unfortunately. Just makeshift. It feels makeshift right now, which is not what we're used to. Last season, we were incredibly lucky with injuries. We had the Timber injury, obviously. Jesus was out for a little bit. There was players out for a game or two or whatever, but nothing serious. We were quite lucky. This season, it's coming back to bite us a little bit. We're having players drop out left, right, center. We just found out that Declan Rice has broken his toe. Seems to be playing against Chelsea the weekend, but still, injuries after injuries right now. And it's weird. Like the media, again, a team like City, they're like, oh, injury crisis, oh my god. But whenever it's Arsenal, it's like, excuses, you still got to win these games. Like Gary Neville said, go man down, you should still win this game. So, well, like, how can you say that? You won't say that to any other team, but anyway. To the Newcastle loss was huge. We should have won that game. We were capable of beating Newcastle. We were just terrible. It was the way the Bournemouth game, the Bournemouth loss. You could kind of say that we had the red card, we were man down, and is one of our most important players. But this game, there's no excuse. The referee didn't screw us. We didn't get a player sent off. We just played terribly, and we got punished for it. They scored a really good goal, and then that was it. They shut up shop. And then going into the Champions League, Inter Milan's never a good place to go. Although we've won there pretty decently in the past, good memories. But obviously on the back of the loss against Newcastle, still kind of with a kind of makeshift team. We're starting Trossard, which I don't think we should be doing now. It feels really makeshift right now. It feels really like we're just kind of fixing the car as it's going down the road kind of thing. Like I said, the loss against Milan isn't so bad, or Inter Milan should I say, isn't so bad in the scheme of things. You know, we're doing really well in the Champions League right now. It's the first loss of the season. It's the first goal conceded this season, and even then, and you know, we never really blame refs in the Champions League. Champions League does have a higher tier of competency, should I say, with refereeing. But mate, you had someone not getting a yellow card, or even getting giving away a penalty for a blatant punch on Marino is just absolutely disgusting. I mean, the referee can say, well, okay, maybe he missed it in real time, maybe he thought someone got the ball, but the VAR, some fat ass guy sat on his chair looking at that in slow mo, going, yeah, he's punched him in the back of the head, didn't get the ball, but we're not going to give a penalty for that. It's just diabolical. You just wonder why VAR is there. Like, that's literally the thing where a referee might miss it in real time, and then you get someone to go, okay, look, you missed that. It's actually a penalty because he's punched him in the head. It's a foul. Like, how can you get away with punching someone in the head? Apparently, you can do that to Arsenal. So there we go. And then obviously, then the other way around, you know, when Marino gets the ball kicked at him from 3 yards away, you know, the hand's in a natural position, but he's moving around. They can't phase out your hand. You can't move your arms and make them disappear. It was just a BS game and BS result. I think a draw would have been quite fair, to be honest with you. I think it was quite an entertaining game. Second half was all Arsenal. Inter, very, very negative football from them. Didn't make the league look good at all internationally. Just okay, we won. We got a really lucky goal. We don't look like we're ever going to score another goal. So let's just sit back in our 6 yard box, and just pile our box in and just make sure they don't score again or score to equalise. It's just really drab. Again, some of that frustration is me going, well, we can't score at the moment. 2 games now without a goal. Just not used to it, to be honest with you. And you know, some Arsenal fans have got a bit hysterical about it. Arteta out. I think that's just a joke, to be honest with you. Teams have bad runs. We're getting Odegaard back soon. Hopefully Rice can still play. Hopefully, Calafiori is not too far off. We start getting some of our players back because, obviously we haven't had our best starting 11 since the beginning of the season. So, yeah, there are positives. Hopefully with Odegaard back especially, it's a little bit more stable. It's a little bit more fluid attacking wise. We can start unlocking Saka a little bit more. Martinelli, I think we should start Martinelli. I think, people say he's playing badly. I think he's doing alright this season. He had a bit of a blip the last 2 games, but the whole team has. 1-0 against Newcastle, 1-0 against Inter Milan. That's a team thing. That's not just a Martinelli's crap. I don't think Trossard should be starting games. We just don't seem to do well at all when Trossard starts, but he does phenomenally off the bench. So hopefully we don't see that happen anymore. Havertz doing brilliantly as well, just hasn't been able to score. It's negative right now, but hopefully we can turn it around. We've got a massive game against Chelsea at Stamford Bridge, which is going to be huge. I mean, they're doing really well, to be honest with you. They're not finished article yet. They are beatable still, but it's going to be a big test, and we need to be really on it. If we play like we played against Newcastle, they could win us. They could beat us like 3-0, whatever. I think Newcastle and Inter Milan. I mean, Newcastle and Inter Milan, I've lumped them together, but they're 2 separate games. Newcastle, we just played crap. We just played terribly. Inter Milan, we played really well. We got screwed over by 2 refereeing decisions that should have gone our way. It didn't. But we played better. We did play better. If we play against Chelsea the way we play against Milan, I think we might be alright. But we still need to set it up, and we're capable of doing it. Our players are capable of doing it. They just got to remember who they are and how good they are. So, and then we got Forest at home. That's winnable. No, all due respect to Forest, that's a winnable game. We need to start getting some wins now. And then we got Sporting in the Champions League to end off the month. So, 3 somewhat difficult games, to be honest with you. Sporting doing really well. They've got really good players. Gyökeres, first among them. And the new Man United coach getting the real first test of Arsenal for the first time. We just got to make a drawing line in the sand now with the whole bad run we've been on and start winning games. And Chelsea's a good opportunity to do that. So yeah, that's all I'm going to say. To be honest with you guys, a lot has happened over this week. I could have gone into detail with most of these games, but to be honest with you, I don't really want to talk too much about the Newcastle game. I don't really want to talk too much about the Milan game. Both have annoyed me in separate, different ways. I was really impressed with the Liverpool game. I thought we did really well, considering the Liverpool of this season. Um, but yeah, it is what it is. We just have to wait and see. I'm going to try and make some more videos very soon, more regularly. Obviously, work and schedule and living arrangements pending. But I do have Monday off, so I'm going to try and make another video on Monday for the Chelsea game. So I hope start being more regular on that. So anyway, guys, let me know what you think about everything to do with Arsenal. Edu going, all the games I mentioned. What do you think the answer is? Do you think Odegaard coming back to the magic answer? Yeah. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. I really do appreciate it. Thanks for sticking around. Thanks for waiting. It's been too long. I'll see you guys very soon. Thank you. Adios.